The bar graph shows the information about weekly broadcast hours by program type. The data has been calibrated in numbers. There are many colors in this image, such as blue, black, red, green, pink, so and on. All colors are very amazing and increasing the beauty of the picture. It is clear from the image that the highest area was covered by news, which is 25, and the lowest area was covered by documentary, which is 5. Moreover, the value of sports is 20 and drama is 15. After analyzing the weekly broadcast hours by program type, it was concluded that news was very popular in today's world and it was telling about weekly broadcast hours.
This is the bar graph gives information about a weekly broadcast hours by a program, while the y-axis given in broadcast hours per week from 5 to 25, while the x-axis given in news, sports, drama, comedy, and documentary. The highest broadcast value can be seen around 25, which is from the news, and the lowest documentary can be seen around 5 broadcasts per week, and the sports can be seen around 20 per week. Overall, this illustrates about the weekly broadcast hours by program type.
The bar graph indicate weekly broadcast hours by program time. Furthermore, x-axis indicate for program type and y-axis indicate for broadcast hours per week. There is a clear indication that all images are shown in same color. Similarly, the image shows that news is in maximum level, which is 25, and next highest image is sports, which is 20. Furthermore, lowest rate indicate for documentary, which is 5, and second lowest is comedy, which is 10. Finally, this bar graph indicates weekly broadcast hours by program.
The following graph gives information about the weekly broadcast hours by program type. There are various components represented, such as news, sports, drama, comedy, and documentary. The highest notable feature was noted by news, representing 25 hours in the broadcast hour per week, while the lowest was noted in documentary with only 5 hours with the broadcast hours. Additionally, drama and comedy represented 15 and 20 accordingly. Overall, this graph gives information about the weekly broadcast hours by program type.
The image shows the information about weekly broadcast hours. From the picture we can see that the largest number is 25 and 20. The chart also shows that the second largest number is 15 and 10. It is clear from the image that the smallest number is 5 and 0. Other thing we can notice is that news is higher than sports. To sum up, the picture shows weekly broadcast hours.
The given bar graph gives information about weekly broadcast hours by program type, while axis talk about program type, y-axis talk about broadcast hours per week from 0 to 25. It mainly highlights news and sports. Other important points are drama, comedy, and documentary. From the diagram, it is evident that news has the highest hours, that is 25. Moreover, sports has the second highest hour, that is 20. Conversely, documentary has the lowest hour, that is 5. Overall, this image illustrates the beautiful information about weekly broadcast hours by program type.
The bar graph give information about weekly broadcast. X line give information about program type. Y line give information about broadcast hours per week. Moreover, I have told about news and sports. In addition, the maximum weekly broadcast news, that is 25%. Moreover, carried by drama and comedy. Finally, the minimum weekly broadcast documentary, that is 5. To conclude, bar graph about weekly broadcast.
This is bar chart that provide information about weekly broadcast hours by program type. X-axis is the program time, where y-axis is the broadcasting hour per week from 0 to 25. Looking at the picture, it is clear that the news has the highest hour per week, that has 25 hours, while the lowest is for the documentary, which has only 5 hours per week. And another interesting point is that sport has the second highest, which is 20 hour per week, and it is followed by the drama program type, which is the only the 15 per hour, and comedy has the 10-hour per week. Overall, the picture was very informative about the weekly broadcast hour by program type.
The bar chart gives information about weekly broadcast hours by program type. X-axis shows the program type, which are news, drama, and documentary. Y-axis shows the broadcast hours per week, which are 0, 5, 15, and 25. The highest value in news, which are 25, and the lowest value in documentary, which is 5. Moreover, the sports is 20, and drama is the 15, and the comedy is the 10. Overall, the bar chart is very informative, which was based on the weekly broadcast hours by program type.
The picture gives clear information about the main topic weekly broadcast hours by program type news, sports, drama program type, comedy, and documentary, which is clearly shown on the top of the display. After highlighting the main topic, the picture shows more information about other factors that are represented in various numbers 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, and 25. Moreover, it is clear that the bigger part comes from the first category shown by a very beautiful color red, blue, white, and green. Furthermore, it is clear that the smaller amount is taken by the last part of the picture is beautiful and informative.
In the given picture, we get to see a bar chart to compare the weekly broadcast hours by program type. In x-axis, we get to see the different program types, which are news, sports, drama, comedy, and documentary. And in the y-axis, we get to see the broadcast hours per week, which ranges from 0 to 25. We get to see that the proportions are in order, and we get to understand that news at 25 is the highest, followed by sports, which is at 20%. The least is documentary at 5%. We get to understand from this picture the weekly broadcast hours for different program types.
The given picture gives information about weekly broadcast hours by program type, and that graph is showing two different kinds of axes. First of all, at x-axis, program types are given starting from news, sports, drama, comedy, documentary, and at y-axis, broadcast hours per week are shown that are ranging at different values starting from 0 to 25. Here, the highest value is news, that is ranging at the height of 25, and the lowest one is the documentary, that is only about 50. Overall, that other values are ranging from between these two values, and that picture is giving weekly broadcast hours by
The given image give information about the weekly broadcast hour by program type. On a-axis, program type which is news, sports, drama, comedy, and documentary. On y-axis, information about the broadcast hours per week from 0 to 25. The highest values we can see from news, which is 25 hours per week, and the lowest values we can see from documentary, which is 5 hours per week. Other values we can see from sports, drama, and comedy, which is ranging from 10 hours to 20 hours per week. Overall, in conclusion, that this graph gives information about the weekly broadcasts.
The bar graph represents or shows information about the weekly broadcast hours by program type. The program types are news, sports, drama, comedy, and documentary. So, from what I can see, it's the news that have the most broadcast hours per week, which is at 25 hours per week, followed by sports at 20 hours per week, which is lower, and then the least hours is at 5 hours for documentary. So, this bar graph represents the weekly broadcast hours by program type.